All right, all right. Welcome to East Carolina Rides.
Good morning. Good morning.
This is Bobby.
And Taylor.
What's going on, man?
Not a whole lot, bud. Not a whole lot. Having hopefully this week I'll pick up a little bit.
Yeah, we're midway through March. I mean,
13 days left.
yeah. I mean, it's always going to be the case, I think, where the last couple weeks are always the strongest.
Yeah.
You know? Plus, we had that big rebate come out. The truck rebate is solid.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that they came out with that.
It's very rare that you see a stackable rebate on top of interest rates.
Yeah, they get both. That is a rare thing for the factory to do.
2.9 for 72 months, 4.9 for 84 months. Bighorns is what?
4,500
4,500
plus our discount,
plus our discount,
plus the trade assistance,
yeah,
plus our 750. It's like, dude,
yeah.
right now, like, if I was in the
great
market for a
time.
truck, like,
Yeah.
this is ideal time. Not to mention all the things you get. I mean, you were talking about on a truck that has the Hemi for 26. I mean, these are 26s. This is not like a 25 deal where it's like they're clearing out inventory from last year.
Yeah.
You know, usually that's the kind of deal you see when they're clearing out inventory, but this is on a 26.
Yeah.
And 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty. I mean, like, there's just so many good things
Yep.
going on. They give us an easy message to go out and advertise.
Yeah. Easy to sell when they got good rebates like that.
Yeah, and just and a great product. So I mean, it's just we should sell a bunch of trucks here in these last couple months. These last couple weeks. Yeah. Let's not stretch it out because ultimately something like that usually does not last. Like
At all.
if it lasts beyond the end of the month, I would be highly, highly surprised.
Yeah.
Somewhere along the line, they're going to take something back. Either they're going to take $1,000 off, like Brian was talking about in the meeting, or they'll stick to one or the other again, or they rarely stick with stuff like this for very long. But we needed the boost, and I think it'll be a good thing for consumers too.
Yeah. I got a customer that dropped his payments $200 a month.
Yeah, that's
Rebel.
wild.
Yeah.
Just in a few days.
Yeah.
He happened to, and I kind of hesitate to tell people be patient. We're always talking about doing the deal today, but
Yeah.
a couple
Don't
days.
be patient right now, though.
No, definitely
Don't be
not.
patient right
It ain't
now.
gonna get any better than this.
No.
But yeah, I mean it's a great time to be looking for a Ram truck, and we've got a great selection. They fixed most of the recalls, and now all those trucks that had a "Do Not Sell" sticker, we were on a stop sale
Yeah.
for a little while. That was problematic, and
That didn't last as long as I thought it was going to last. It sounded like it was going to be a nightmare.
I was worried.
But it was quick. Like, they popped them out quicker than I expected,
Yeah.
anticipated, or whatever. So,
Yeah, we're of course always getting little tidbits of news and stuff like that. Of course, that was a great mid-month message for us to get from the factory.
yeah.
There's been a couple new products that have slid into the news. I don't know if you've seen the new Pacifica fascia, but they've come out with at least the front design. I don't think the inside's going to change a ton, but they're coming out with a refresh, which is due time. 21, I think, was the last sort of major redesign, and that was a bigger screen and a little bit different, fascia. They had LEDs becoming standard and stuff like that. But that, and then it's just like van news, I guess, is all I got. But the ProMaster is coming out with a new design too. The City, the ProMaster City. So the fascia of that, I mean, who really cares, I guess, when it comes down to what a business,
I don't know, man.
vehicle
Some
looks
people
like,
are
but,
very aesthetically motivated. So,
yeah, that's right. I mean, because they're ultimately going to be advertising their business most of the time
yeah.
on the vehicle.
Yeah.
But I think it looks sleek. They made it a little longer, so they actually were orienting it for construction workers, where they'll have, instead of it was limited to like 6.5 feet, but now it's going to be up to 9 feet. of cargo room.
That'd be
And,
good.
Sheet of drywall,
Yeah.
basically, plywood, whatever people need for hauling stuff, that extra length, in a much more compact van, than the ProMaster 1500 or
Right,
2500. So
That'd be a plus.
it's going to feature a 4-cylinder turbo, similar to what we have in our Cherokee, and so decent fuel economy.
You test drove the Cherokee. I have not yet test drove it. What'd you think?
Bro, I was surprised. I was telling you, and maybe I need to go drive it again. Maybe it was just like in the moment, and I was just, feeling the newness of it.
Uh-huh.
But I hesitate to even say it at live, but the Cherokee to me actually rode a little better than the Grand Cherokee.
All right.
It's crazy to even say it out loud. Like, I feel like I'm
I got
being sacrilegious.
because you've hyped it up so well.
Yeah.
So now I feel like I have no choice but to test drive it.
Yeah,
Which
it's-
obviously I have no choice but to test drive it.
Yeah, I mean, eventually you're going to feel it anyway.
Yeah. So
And then I'm not going to say that it's as zippy. It definitely doesn't have as much power. But that center weight from that hybrid battery, I think, is what kind of adds to the ride quality. And it doesn't have that lugging sort of feel. Like, you remember how in the 4xEs and the Grand Cherokee and the Wrangler 4xE and even the Pacifica Hybrid, and almost kind of like you felt it kind of lug. You almost felt like that battery was making it feel like when it
it's
stopped.
heavier.
Yeah, you could sort of like feel the momentum of that.
Mm-hmm.
And the Cherokee, I guess because it's a lighter battery, it's not a full, it's not a plug-in hybrid. It's a HEV, a hybrid electric vehicle, and not a PHEV, a plug-in hybrid electric vehicle. I think because it's a lighter battery, I think it just finds that balance that, for me, felt really good.
Well, good.
So it'll be exciting to see how that sort of wedges its way between the Compass and the Grand Cherokee. And the interior of the Overland, man, that's a sharp interior
It
too.
did look good. Yeah. It did look good.
It's and it's going to be probably a sticking point for a lot of people is the price point. It is a little hefty of an entry level price at the mid 30s, and the one I drove was a mid 40s, Cherokee, which
We'll see how good it does.
wasn't even loaded. I mean, it had
Yeah.
nice equipment, but it didn't
Right.
have everything.
Yeah.
So that's going to be kind of a high price point. But when you look at the competition, we're not way out of range. If you compare it to the Terrain, and the Equinox, Ford don't have the Escape anymore.
Yeah.
And they don't have the Edge. Like, American almost has kind of started to get out of that market, and I don't know if it's because there's just so many.
Yeah. I don't understand that. That don't make no sense because people need like a small SUV.
Yeah.
So I mean, they need something that's going to hit like get into the budget that's going to fit them best.
I think I'm gonna probably have this conversation with a lot of customers, especially right now. It makes it easier to sell a hybrid because gas prices are higher, So there's kind of that part of it where you can say, hey, well, look, you're going to get over 35 miles per gallon. You're going to get close to 40 miles per gallon with this in an SUV.
Right.
That's like car fuel economy.
Yeah.
And still have over 200 horsepower and 200 pounds per foot of torque. So I mean, it's just going to be a matter of whether the market, the audience that is targeting, comes to actually buy it.
Yeah.
We need to sell them.
Yeah. Right.
Otherwise, it's going to be like the Dodge Hornet, which has basically gone away. Well, nobody buying them.
It didn't last at all.
No.
I think maybe the price point was a little bit higher than what it needed to be. Is
Yeah.
what I think. I think if they came back out with it and then it was at a price point, like beginning price point of like 25, maybe 28, like it would be a lot more popular. But when you come out and you look at this compact, crossover,
Yeah, it's supposed to be like a sporty and some people were thinking, is this supposed to replace the Dodge Charger?
Right, yeah, and
Yeah.
that was a problem too. 'Cause
Right.
it was like, I ain't buying this.
Right.
Yeah,
It
but
was-
it wasn't here to replace the Charger. It was just like a
No.
new vehicle that they had come out with.
Yeah. Compact, sporty SUV that, I mean, it took a lot of cues from European SUV.
And it was sport, like it was a nice looking car, like it was decent.
Oh
I
yeah,
thought.
yeah.
But-
I didn't have a whole lot of people complaining about how it looked. There was a lot of people who were like, "Man, what is that?" They
Yeah.
hadn't seen any on the road.
Right.
And
But then
now-
you go and look at the MSRP and
Right.
it's $45,000. They're like, I think I might be good on this. You know,
And the RT got all the way up close to 50.
that's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
it's like they priced it out of the market.
But
Like
then-
Steve Jobs back in the 80s.
Yeah, and the competition is going to come and just eat it up. You know,
Yeah.
there's plenty of midsize SUVs, and so that's where I think we're going to see the competition finally heat up for our product line in that range, because the Compass has been just sort of like our subprime, go to. It's not really had anything premium beyond like with the limiteds, and then when you get into that,
Yeah.
you might as well get a Grand Cherokee.
Right.
you
Yeah.
know. But I think the Cherokee will be a nice sweet spot for those that don't need something big, because the Grand Cherokee is kind of a big vehicle.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to sort of fill that spot where in the Lincoln side we have the Nautilus, which has been super popular. Like we can't hang on to them.
No. They get going quick.
And so that's a $70,000+ vehicle sometimes when you get it loaded out.
Yeah.
I sold one right at the end of the month last month, and person fell in love. We somehow got it worked out for him, but $75,000. Their last vehicle that they had only taken like a $30,000 loan. But it was like
Yeah.
night and day difference compared to the Ford Edge that they had.
Oh, yeah.
And it was a nice Ford Edge, the ST.
Right.
Very well equipped.
Yeah.
But
You jumping up to 60,000, you doubling
right.
what you financed the last time. So,
And it was sort of fun going over everything with somebody that had been in a 19 going to something that had just changed the game so much with the Nautilus. I mean, they had the cartridges to insert the digital scent.
right, yeah.
I got to smell that for the first time. That was
Yeah.
because you can't test that out with a customer. It's like you
Right.
can't just crack them open and put them in a test
Yeah.
drive.
Nah, you
They're
can't
they're
do that.
like $200 for a pack of 3.
Yeah.
So I got to experience that finally, and she had to come back for part 2 of her delivery. Was having just a super stressful day, and they got the rejuvenate feature, and she was just like, it leans your seat back, and you're laying there, and we're listening to this soothing voice. And she almost cut it off early. It's like, I don't know am I wasting your time? I was like, no, look, let's keep going. I'm ready to relax too. It's been a stressful day for me. And she left it was like a completely different person left the dealership. Just 5 minutes. That's all
Yeah.
it took.
That's all you need.
So there's moments like that I really enjoy in the car business. Is how it can be, improving somebody's quality of life.
Right, yeah. Yeah. So,
You got any things that have been happening? Any crazy stories lately? I know we kind of once again come into this sort of off the cuff.
yeah. It's been a it's just been a busy week, I guess, for both of us.
Last week was
Yeah.
really busy. I think I would have had double the cars I have on the board from how busy I've been, but sometimes it's like cleanup from last month, or like that person coming in. I spent an hour with them going over their vehicle. There's things that you can never really attest to setting up or selling. Sometimes I know that's our goal a lot of times, but
Yeah.
there's a lot of cleanup and a lot of going over stuff and finishing up deals.
I got a customer that bought last Thursday, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Wednesday or Thursday, and called the people to get some running boards because he wanted to have running boards. And he wanted chrome. They ordered black. I don't know what that was, but
Oh, I saw that one. It looked so
Yeah.
weird when they come up. I was thinking to myself, didn't they not ask? You know, once they saw the chrome on the truck.
yeah, we
people
told
installing
them
the running boards?
we wanted chrome,
That's
and they
ins-
ordered black. And then so the customer's like, I ain't never been through this before. And I'm like, man, look, we're gonna get it straightened out. Like it's
Yeah.
just a hiccup in the situation, but we'll get it right, and you'll be happy.
Yeah.
And you know everything will be good.
Mhm.
But still working on that deal. And then I got another guy who bought his truck last month. Who he just keeps doing stuff to destroy it, and then tries to blame the dealership in some shape or fashion.
wow.
Yeah, he's just
Oh, that's fun.
yeah. So he come out for like there was something wrong with the door panel, which is like, okay, like that's understandable. You just bought it.
Mm-hmm.
That couldn't have happened between the time you purchased it to now.
Right.
So Brian was like, yeah, we'll go ahead and get that replaced. And so we replaced it, not under warranty, under our own money.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
there was
Oh, wow.
warranty did not cover it.
Hmm.
And so we replaced the door panel, and then there was a nick on the fender flare, so we replaced that as well. That I think was under warranty.
Yeah.
So we replaced those two things, and then while we were replacing the door panel, we had the car for maybe 30 minutes max.
Uh-huh.
He sat here the whole time. Like I drove it back to the body shop, drove it back up to the front,
Uh-huh.
and then probably an hour after he had left, he texted me pictures of a crack in the grill.
Oh, my God.
And was like, yeah, like, this weren't there before. And I was like, man, I don't, like, it's hard for me to
Sir,
be
you're
like,
cursed. I'm sorry. You're going to have to leave. But
yeah, like, I don't, it's hard for me to, say that was body shop whenever we had it all of 30
Yeah.
minutes and we drove it no more than 10 miles an hour the entire time.
Right.
There's no way something flew, like, in the body shop didn't touch the front end of that truck. Like, they touched.
Yeah, I was thinking the things you're talking about don't have anything to do with the front. So why?
Yeah.
Anyways, I mean, I have had stuff like that happen,
Yeah.
and once they leave here, you know, and they come back and say this, and this, you know, I mean, there's certain things before vehicle leaves, we kind of need to address, at least, you know, have it known, and it is part of our job to walk around it and look at it.
Sure.
But we
Sometimes you
will
get
miss.
caught up and you
Yeah.
miss some stuff.
Yeah,
But he's like just trying
the
to
customer
nickel
leaves
and
look
dime us.
too, you know.
Yeah, like it's both of our responsibilities at the end of the day,
Yeah.
you know. And I get it, like you're in the moment, you forget. We do
Right.
too.
Yeah.
We forget too. But
And with a brand new vehicle, we want to make it perfect. Before you leave here, we want it to be a great experience. We want you to be able to do on your survey to say it was delivered in perfect, you know, condition.
yeah.
Sometimes we get thrown into a couple different fires in the midst of doing a deal, and then we can't go and look after detail cleans it up, and then
Right.
the customer gets in and says, "Oh man, you guys didn't even do this, and this. You didn't wipe down this." And
Yeah.
you know,
And that's under like it's like, yep, I'm sorry, we dropped
Right.
the ball. We'll get that taken care of.
yeah,
You know. But sometimes after you've had the car for about a month,
right.
it becomes your vehicle. Like you purchased the vehicle, sir.
Especially with cosmetic stuff.
Yeah, like it's
Yeah.
you bought that. Like
Yeah.
you can't like if it's a mechanical issue of any kind, then
Right.
of course.
Yeah, you're.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the one thing that is nice about our product, and I think it's with every product. If you're talking domestic, but the 1212,
Yeah.
you know, even wear and tear items are covered by the factory.
Right.
Um,
Well, there's a guy the other day bought a truck 5 months ago, and I know he ain't got 12,000 miles on it because he don't never put 12,000 miles on it.
yeah.
It said the battery. He had to replace the battery,
Mm.
and I was like, "We're gonna have to figure that." Like, yeah, because I mean that's 12 months, dude. You ain't had the car but 4 or 5 months.
Right.
So I don't understand, you know. And he went ahead and bought a battery. I was like, well, I wish you wouldn't have done that, but whatever.
Right.
I guess you need to drive it.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a certain point where people are just like they got to get back on the road, and so then they go ahead and spin it. I mean, it's usually the factory, if you call their hotline, I've had this happen where Dodge or Chrysler or Ram, whatever, if you call their hotline, their customer service is actually pretty good. I actually had somebody dealing with a buyback issue, and it was a headache because buybacks are not.
They're not
fun.
easy. Yeah, they're
not
not
fun.
easy. No,
But he
they
went
can be
through
a
a whole
pain.
rigmarole.
Son. Oh my goodness.
But ultimately, when it ended up happening and he finally got it completed, he reached out to me because I'd helped with a little. I didn't do a lot. He
Yeah.
had to kind of do a lot of stuff with giving them paperwork and all that. He had to do a lot of legwork, but he appreciated everything that the service department did for him. To keep the documentation. To basically have all these things happen to where the buyback was as seamless as it could be, anyways. And he did not stick with our brand after doing the buyback. I wanted to have him come back to us, but that there was another brand that he ended up going to that was a more aggressive lease, and so we kind of lost one in that. But I don't think he'll forget. Leases are short term. 2-3 years from now, I'm hoping he'll come back to me. And I think that's playing the long game again.
Yeah.
But when you give people good service, they appreciate it, and they may even just send somebody to you for a referral. And the guy loved the car. It
Right.
just they couldn't get the parts. It was unfortunately it was a Dodge Hornet,
Yeah.
and the parts come from a lot of them come from Italy. So
Yeah.
we hopefully keep things a little more domestic here from now on. We're seeing that transition.
Yeah. We're definitely getting out of Fiats.
Yeah,
Ain't really studying
hadn't
those, I
been
don't
forced into a 500E
think. Yeah.
this year, which is nice.
Yeah. So that's good. I think Brian said we don't have to buy them anymore.
Yeah.
So that's good.
Well, electric, I think will come back in the way that makes sense with these range extending vehicles. But we'll have to cross our fingers and knock on wood and pick some 4-leaf clovers.
3-leaf clip.
Today is St. Patty's Day. I know people will be watching this on
Friday.
on Friday or Saturday or whenever they get a chance afterwards. But we got our green on. We're just hoping that maybe today we don't blend in with the green screen
Yeah.
behind us.
Yeah. Old St. Patty.
I'm hoping to get lucky today, get some kind of deal.
Yeah.
That's me and you both have still got a little ways to go to get even close to where we are
Need to
aiming.
be, yeah. So, well, St. Patty, St. Patty was I don't know if who knew this, but St. Patty was he brought Christianity to Ireland.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Okay.
He was the guy that introduced it to the Irish, and that's why they say celebrate St. Patrick's Day.
Oh wow!
And then I know a lot of people look at it as a reason to go get drunk, but
Yeah. Look, and
but
people celebrate how they want to.
Yeah.
I might do.
Well,
it
I guess
with
some
corned
people
beef hash or
celebrate
something,
Christmas and Easter as a day to go get drunk too. So whatever.
Right.
But
Yeah. People will always find an excuse to go get drunk.
they don't need much of an excuse. It's Tuesday, so let's go.
Right. That's right.
But then the 3-leaf clover, St. Patrick used the 3-leaf clover as a representation of the Holy Trinity,
Oh wow!
the
Okay.
Father, the Spirit, and the Son. So, a little
That's pretty
tidbit
cool.
for you guys for St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah, that is. I've got Irish in my blood. I didn't know all that, so I don't look into the history so much. I just put on my green and make sure I don't get pinched.
Yeah. So,
Which nowadays it's a little different. And we're in a different society now. You pinch somebody, and suddenly it's a HR issue. So
yeah.
be careful who you
Be
pinch.
careful. You get the pension over there. So,
But yeah,
I pinched my wife this morning, and she did have green on. So there's that.
That's right. That's fair game. Yeah, but I'm thinking once we get through these last couple weeks of cold weather, man, I'm really expecting the traffic to pick up. We're about to hit busy season, and so hopefully we can continue this and not be so busy that we can't take some time to spend talking about our war stories and complaints and that sort of thing. But you know, I want to sort of call back to last week having your dad on, who's obviously a manager here too. So that was a really cool episode. We're going to continue the trend with having guests on, and Brian had said, once you joked about it, and he said, let's try to get Chip on, you know, and he runs the store.
Yeah.
And so that's got me a little nervous. But,
Right. I don't know how that episode will go. I really don't. Like,
Yeah.
you know,
I
Chip is a interesting character
Oh yeah,
for
yeah.
sure.
And I think he would be fine. It would be something I might want to go in a little more prepared than like
Yeah.
you know what we've been doing kind of
Yeah.
off the cuff.
Yeah.
But you know, as we continue on, we're gonna try. I'm gonna see about maybe changing the aesthetic a little bit. I really like the green screen, but you know, this room would, I think, fill out a little too easily because these desks are, you know, it's like it was set up for a BDC. We're in the old BDC building.
We're in the old used car department.
Yeah, if we go back far enough, yeah, the old used
Yeah.
car building. What Ed used to, I think, work out of this building.
Yeah. We had a guy named Ryan Wogie that worked out of this building too.
Oh yeah.
And he was just a salesman, but this is where he wanted his office to be. And he sold 20 to 25 cars a month out of this building too.
Yeah.
He
I mean,
killed
it is a pretty good view. You got windows everywhere.
Well, and a lot of people will pull up over here thinking this is like
Right.
people are in here still
Mhm.
to this day. So
Oh yeah.
the right person could come over here and work and still sell 15 to 20 cars.
Right.
You know,
That's true.
they just got to be willing to walk back and forth.
Right. Yeah, because you know, if you're a salesman, you're not going to be able to desk your own deals.
Nah.
Well, there was the commercial. We had the commercial department in here too. This building has been a
Yeah.
catch-all, really.
Yeah, Todd was over here.
Yeah, and he was able to desk his own deals, but he didn't sell any cars, so it didn't really matter.
True. Very true.
He was like, "Yeah, I'm the commercial manager," and he spent so much time on the road. And I think he probably did develop some relationships, but I'm kind of glad I didn't get into that role. There was a moment where they had said, "Hey, do you want to become commercial manager?" And it is a good long-term thing because it'll develop a lot of business
Repeat,
relationships.
yeah.
But it doesn't start paying off until you're in the business for like at least 3, 4, 5 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we still are a commercial dealer.
You got to be able to endure that.
Yeah. And it's very technical. You can't go around telling people a certain body's going to fit on a certain cabin chassis, and then suddenly the bodybuilder's like, "Man, this ain't going this ain't gonna work. What you've quoted this customer is going to have them wrecking their truck or something like
You
that."
definitely got to know your product.
Yeah.
And, you know, what fits what works for what. And, you know.
Yeah, and every year, there's little changes. I still consider myself a student to the business, and I think for anybody new that watches this, trucks is probably the most long-term learning that you can experience.
Most in-depth vehicle
Yeah,
as far as knowledge.
and you got to
like
stay
this-
up on it
Yeah.
because
Those cabin chassis, man, like it becomes a lot.
you got to know payloads. You got to
Yeah.
You got to know towing capacity. These people are using this to make a living. They're buying these trucks not for scooting around town. This is their way of life.
Yeah.
So you got to do it right the first time. And
If you don't, you lose a customer.
yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah, it only takes one time selling somebody $100,000 truck that don't do what they're supposed to do.
Right. Yeah.
Never again.
You'll never see them again.
Yep.
So, it's a
but,
good job for somebody.
Yeah,
It's a good job for somebody.
yeah, and it may be something that maybe
You might be
surfaces to
good
the
for
top.
that job, man.
Yeah, I mean, I love selling commercial products. I like dealing with businesses because before I got into the car business, I was basically in commercial sales in the it was water sports, but it was commercial fishing and stuff like that, outfitting these big yachts and everything. So I got to a point where having a relationship with a business owner was natural,
Right.
you know, but retail sales, man, you know, it's a different sort of sale. It's more exciting for a business. It's like humdrum. You
Yeah.
know, they're like,
Yeah.
this is what I need. This is what I got. Thanks for the truck. Appreciate it. See you next time. And then moving on. You know, it's not like when you sell somebody a car and you're taking a picture out in front of the building, you know, because it's an exciting sort of momentous moment in their life.
Right. Yeah.
So it's just a different approach, but maybe one day I'll jump back in that saddle again. But for now, I think I'll just
Stay where you at.
yeah, I'm gonna stay in retail and continue to keep my business relationships. You can kind of balance a little bit of both.
You can. Yeah, you can. You can still sell cars and still have. I got customers they're gonna hit me up when they're ready for something like a pre-owned vehicle or a work truck or whatever. They're gonna text me and give me an opportunity. So
And it'd take no time for you to sell that used van. That thing came out of cleanup.
Yeah.
That thing was gone.
that guy hit us up immediately. He was like, "Hey, mine just broke down. I need something."
Yeah.
And I mean, he showed up like he was.
Right.
He had. I don't think he had bad credit, but he had to prove income. He didn't have credit. Him or his wife. They
Yeah.
didn't have much credit, so they had to prove income and all this and that. So
Yeah.
it was a bunch of hoops we had to jump through, but we weren't able to clear all of them. And so he hit me up Friday and was like, "I'm at the bank and I need this." And I was like, "All right, then." So
Yeah.
showed up a couple hours later with a check. I was like, "Hey, good on you.
No.
I'm glad you did it."
Right. Yeah, no doubt. Sometimes it ends up being that way. You may do a lot of hoop jumping to
Man,
make a deal work with the bank, but then
I don't know. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Once I hear they need pay stubs,
yeah.
I lose all. I know that's not good. Like, it's really not.
Yeah.
But once I hear it, I'm like, oh Lord.
Yeah. This is gonna get drug out.
Yeah.
It's
So
gonna be a
I
long
immediately
process.
I'm the type of person, if I hear that they need pay stubs before I deliver the vehicle,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go ahead and get those pay stubs before
Oh, yeah.
we ever
Yeah.
move forward. Like, you need to get me pay stubs right now.
Yeah. Ain't no need in dragging on a deal
yeah,
2
ain't
weeks
no,
after.
Yeah, ain't no need in getting you into business. Ain't no need in doing none of that.
Yeah.
But and what irritates me is when a finance manager waits until after the sale to be like, "Hey, we need pay stubs." For
Hey,
such
by the
and such."
way.
Yeah, like, man, you should have told me that before. When I first got into business, I remember having customers who would need pay stubs, and I would do the whole, "Oh, well, let's go ahead and deliver it, and we'll worry about the pay stubs later on."
Yeah.
And I remember one time the finance manager sent me on a goose chase. What is it, goose hunt?
You know, wild goose hunt. Yeah.
Wild goose hunt to go pick up. Like, I had to go get the car from this customer.
Oh. And
Yeah,
play repo
like,
man.
yeah, you know. And I'm like, man, I don't like, you know. Once I got older and got more into the car business or more into it and had a better, I was like, I'd be darned if I got to do that again.
No doubt. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
when you're
'cause some
young,
people
you
are
just do
stubborn.
stuff.
They're not going to bring the car back, and
Yeah,
you know, it's not theirs technically. You know, until
No.
the bank funds it.
exactly.
Yeah, so that is one of the challenges sometimes is dealing with subprime. But
Man,
if you do it up front, it's usually
it
a
can
lot
go
more.
smooth.
Yeah, a
It
lot
can go
smoother.
smooth. Yeah.
And we've started to shift that way, anyways.
Yeah,
If
I'd
they
rather
don't
have that.
anything.
I'd rather have that stuff up front.
If you don't
Like,
have your cash, you know,
because what's the
not gonna
point of
take
putting
delivery.
a vehicle in or putting a customer out in the street in a vehicle if you ain't got it set up to be fully funded?
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
it's kind of pointless.
Yeah. Well, for one thing, it gives maybe undue hope. You know, that if they know they can't come up with it, that's one thing. They're probably taking advantage of the dealership. But if they think, oh, well, these guys are going to be able to figure it out, and then it turns out, oh, no, you can't keep this vehicle,
Yeah.
that feels bad. you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
And-
Because I don't want to sit there and put somebody in the street just to snatch the hope away from them.
yeah.
That's not what I'm here for. I'm here to sell a car, and
Yeah.
it don't benefit
Wanted to
the
stick-
customer or me or the dealership. Like, there's no benefit in doing that.
No win involved,
Yeah.
except for they didn't have to pay for an Uber for 2 weeks.
For 2 weeks. Or some of them pay for Enterprise.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that gets expensive. Well, I saw the first ding for George's meeting. I think we might be getting close to.
We're getting close.
Close to that
It's
time,
Getting, yeah,
so
it's getting there.
We
8:28,
claimed
I
that we
think.
hadn't been late for George's meeting yet. For the
Yeah, we don't
podcast.
need
We're
to
gonna-
make it
Yeah,
like
we're
the
gonna keep
very
that
next
straight.
day. The very next day we're running late. So.
Yeah. But yep. Until next week. Appreciate you guys watching. And again, it's Bobby and Taylor at East Carolina Rides. Y'all like, follow, share, whatever it takes to get a little engagement. Might even start putting out offers for gift cards. So y'all keep out for the next episode. Thanks again.